Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Aether Raids, defense replays this time. So have you noticed, I haven't been doing so hot this week. You also haven't seen me in a while. That's really because I just getting busier with life and just taking care of some business at home. So I've been more or less trying to just get the defense replays out, especially because I have a new defense. So I want to make sure that this defense is prime and working. So without further ado, let me show this thing off. So you can see lots of yellow, one failure for 4 points. So let me show off the new defense here. Alright, so first thing I noticed was only one mythic and kind of a bunch of random units, really low merges with random builds. So this person must be newer to the game, I'm guessing. But as you can see, we have my Mirabilis that's +4, and she has the Flower of Ease plus all this other offensive stuff, because you actually do want offensive dancers, believe it or not. She does work on her own. She does have quite a bit of attack with all that Death Blow stacking, or Death Blow and Sturdy Blow stacking. Next is Fallen Julia. Now she's meant to cover this entire block here. She does actually end up sometimes warping, especially if Mirabilis gets dances her, she'll warp into this area here, which makes her a pretty good threat. Of course, with the attack red solo, Panic Smoke, basically base kit with Mirror Strike as her seal. Then we have 3 Seer. I decided to give her the Death Blow seal. Mine's +2, and I still didn't pull anything that's plus speed. So plus res it is. It actually does help her in some situations, I guess. We have Big Boy Duma. That's just for the to counter the Bolt Tower. Now I want to do DC Vantage Duma, but I actually found that this build form is pretty good. Preventing armor effectiveness, so people don't bring Clive to counter this team is pretty good. We have Rally Trap Ophelia. So she's actually not even running Special Spiral, she's running the Chill Res, and that actually allows for me to chill the opponents. It actually works out better. I'm going to change this to Blazing Wind eventually, because I find that the wind skill might be a little bit better. And finally we have my Ninian. So my Ninian looks a little invested. And that she is. I gave her Sudden Panic from a female Corn that I pulled on the Hell banner, and then I also gave her Infantry Pulse, and I can't remember where I got that Infantry Pulse from. But she does have quite the skill set now. She's a pretty good support unit. So let's watch this person. They're going to make the big mistake of trying to throw Altina right in the middle, and you'll see what happens. So Julia just ends up one-shotting her and then panic smoking the Alencia. Julia's going to take out the Alencia as well. And at this point, yeah, they just end up giving up. So next is 19 Ping Prince. So I see a Brunya and then dual Altina. Usually if I see Brunya teams, I actually see dual Naga, more or less, because of the defense stacking. That's a Link skill. We also have the Fjorm as the bonus unit here. Not too bad, not too bad. And then we have Racing as a support unit here. Alright, so I take the time to destroy my structures. Now trying to dodge a 72 HP Sudden Panic is pretty difficult. So they're going to smite her onto the platform and end up taking out the Mirabilis, which isn't a bad play. Brunya can tank hits, so let's do her build. I mean, that's honestly, I would build my Brunya like this. Speed, Def Solo, and No Follow-Up is a pretty good tanking set for her. But you'll see what happens. She barely misses the kill quite a bit on Julia. And then of course having No Follow-Up prevents 3 Seers follow-up, also not being fast enough. And Ophelia with Hardy Bearing just goes in. At this point, I believe they quit. Yeah, usually it's 1 unit and they're gone. So now we actually do have 2 foes defeated failure. We only lost 4 points, but my offense was horrible this week, so that 4 points, it took a lot to make back up. Now they actually have 2 colorless tanks, which is interesting, and then we have a single mythic and a Fjorm. Now it is water season, so all of these units that are blessed by water, it essentially has the same effect as having a second mythic, excuse me. So let's check this out here. So Sophia's gonna tank Duma, is their expectation. Now it looks like they tactics roomed my Ophelia, so of course the rally trap's gonna kick in. And that's because, you know, rally traps are a thing. Now my Ophelia barely misses the KO on Fjorm, but actually ends up, you know, living an Ice Mirror hit back, which is pretty impressive. They gamble the trap, take out Duma, they take out my Ophelia here, and now they're going to try to tank from the left side. But again, Julia versus red versus green. You can figure what happens. So now we're advancing. Altina will take out the 3 Seer. Eliwood will take out the Julia. So now we have my 2 dancers left. And they're going to kind of just, you know, walk into the fray. I believe that Nanise's Ice Lance also has effectiveness against dragons, if I'm correct. Now this is while you build offensive dancers, because Ninian did nothing. But she did get Light Breath, so she's a little buff. She might be able to live a little longer. Yeah, so Eliwood has the effectiveness against dragons, and then they're going to go around destroying structures. I think they try to get the pot here, but of course end up killing the Mirabilis. I am tempted to put like an Armored Blow on Mirabilis because honestly she's a pretty good tanky unit to try to play her phase. Alright, so what do we have here? We have Selkie, Surtur, Jenny. Excuse me, sorry, I just worked out, so I was trying to clean myself off, try to feel presentable. Now, interesting thing here is they're using Attack, Defense, Link, and the Oath skill on Altina. So, I'm not sure if they're just trying to buff themselves, or if they're trying to buff the unit that they're smiting. I'm not entirely sure, but we do have the Selkie, and Selkie's a pretty good res tank, honestly. She's pretty strong. So let's see how they do. So they destroy the front line here. So my catapult's not strong enough to take out their bolt tower, it looks like. Now they might... Oh, okay, so they're going to go in. Never mind. They might just camp out till the bolt tower hits, because that is a good strategy for sure. I do want that catapult to be upgraded a little more, I think. Now, the strange part was that they kind of just left Altina in front of Ophelia. I'm not sure if they really know what they're doing at this point. I mean, to be fair, she did take it, but given that my Ophelia only has life and death 3 and not 4, I could give her 4 if I wanted to. I do have a spare Layla laying around. I'm trying to figure out if I want to use her or not. I may fodder her off for life and death 4, but she's also great with like Saizo or units like that who take advantage of the debuffs, like a Broadleaf fan unit. Also, way too OP with, what's it called? With, Alphonse. New Year's Alphonse. Alright, so we'll see a win there as well. Next is R2, D2. I want to see this Gordon. I actually ended up pulling a Gordon, like, out of nowhere. So I'm trying to figure out what I'll do with mine, if I should build him, or if I should just, use him as fodder for Brave Bow. So, really interestingly, we see a Lilith team. Now, I don't know who she's paired with Altina. Okay, so the goal is to get Altina up into here, kill a unit, and then have Lilith warp in, kill. The sad thing is that if this was a Gale Force team, so if they had these two as Gale Forcers and then Lilith, this would be a very, very, very scary team. However, this team kind of just seems thrown together. They're going to try to see if they can tank Julia with Altina. And you can kind of guess how this goes, given that the Sudden Panic kicks in, and then of course Julia does Julia things. I'm going to get that rally off. Julia's going to kill, and smoke, and get dance, and kill the Hinata. So this person has no ladder, so they're going to try to take this maybe? Lilith does absolutely no damage to Julia, and you can kind of see where this is going to go. So Julia actually takes out a blue. Now here was I thinking I should fodder off Julia and use Kyria. Honestly, Julia I think might be the better choice instead of Kyria. So Mirabilis does end up going down to Lilith. Lilith will try to attack the Julia and still barely miss the KO. And then, of course, Spartra is going to come in. 3-Seer takes out the Lilith, and finally, you can figure out what's going to happen to the Spartra. It looks like he's going to end up taking out the Julia. Someone wanted revenge very, very badly. But we're going to nuke him with 3-Seer. So, kind of a thrown together team with some Grail units in there. Would be really cool to see if they made use of Lilith. That would be really awesome. I have a +2 Lilith, I believe. So I'm trying to build a team around her with Gale Force in the light season. We'll see how that goes, and I'll keep you guys updated with that one. Alright, we have Mav. I'm guessing is how you pronounce it. We have a Bike Cena team. Now, interestingly enough, they are using Peony. I'm guessing for the Flower of Joy, and of course a Fort Res 4 is always good. They have their bonus unit in Chris, and they have a Lucina and Bike combo. So, gonna get the dance. Now they're gonna expect to take a hit from this side. Now, of course, being Duma and Catapult, we have that bonus there. Ophelia can absolutely obliterate Ike, get danced, and obliterate Peony. Now, this is why people really don't like the Astra and Anima season, me included, is just that the units are so... Honestly, the defense units are amazing, and the offense is just not so good. I mean, Altina being Altina, she's great, but Naga, not so hot. And we're also still waiting for an Astra Mythic. Hell was supposed to be our Astra Mythic, but unfortunately, you know, things didn't end up working out that way. We get the panic off, and finally a nuke. Alright. And then that one wasn't even so low, and she still beat, you know, her opposite color. And 2 more wins here. So it is only about 12:30 in the afternoon. So I'm not gonna have these crazy. I'm not gonna have any like last-minute upload if I have to. So we have these 2 with no seal. Rally with an Aether. That's interesting to see. So maybe this is their. Maybe that's their arena unit. Then they have a +1 Altina. We have a Sylvia with Breath of Life. Very interesting. We have the Bane of My Existence, New Year's Alphonse, and finally Hell, and I'm guessing that's their bonus unit there. You'll see my my Fireball hopefully do really well this season because of Hell being a bonus unit. Now a green takes out Altina. How bizarre. And it's funny because they actually released Altina kind of to counter 3-Seer. But 3-Seer is very, very powerful. Even plus res. I mean, plus res is not ideal, but boy, is that strong. So Naga's gonna get taken out by Duma. I'm not sure what I went for that play, but alright. Ophelia's going to rally. Mirabelle is gonna Wings of Mercy dance, and Ophelia's gonna just kind of warp around. Now, of course, this person having no ladder is gonna try to take this. Hell does end up taking out the Ophelia and the 3-Seer, but kind of left in the middle with Julia, so this is a very scary sight for them indeed. You get panicked. Mirabilis is going to do some damage to that Sylvia, and Savage Blow. Now, of all things, Ninian takes out the Hell, which is really, really cool. I don't know if you guys have seen the Mystic Boost Hell running around, but oh boy, that's a scary build. Alright, and Mirabilis ends up taking out the Sylvia. So, last one here is Masa. Now, again, pretty confused by their setup here because it's just kind of Mythics plus bonus unit. Honestly, really cool invested Julian, but I mean, you're going against mages. Just saying. I actually watched this one this morning. It kind of made me giggle just because it's like, you'll see. You'll see why it made me giggle. So Air will actually take out the Duma. Pretty impressive. Will she take out the 3-Seer? Yes, she will. That is not bad. Now I did pull a bunch of geese, like the animal. No, just kidding. Like the unit. So I could probably give infantry pulse to Ophelia instead of attack smoke. I think I have on her. And just see how that works out for me. So this is what kind of made me giggle, is that they're going to try to kill this Ophelia, and then eventually just kind of run away. You'll see it. You'll see what their Julian there. Keep forgetting his name. So they're gonna kind of just like run away for their last 2 turns. See, hide in the corner. But you cannot hide from evil Julia. Awesome. So that was my defense replays. I hope you all enjoyed. I will cut the video off here because I don't want to embarrass myself with my offense. And I will see you guys next time.